lacking housing. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean we have immediate answers, but we get a chance to think long-term and think real creatively about how we address the issues of affordable commercial space for our nonprofits. For example, we have 21 transit-oriented development sites that are going to be rolling out throughout the city. And just as we are analyzing those TOD sites for affordable housing, we should be analyzing them for potential space for the third sector. Just like we're creating or purchasing space of the city or land by the city in partnership with organizations like the Enterprise Foundation and Urban Land Conservancy to bank that land for deed-restricted affordable housing, we can be doing the same thing or considering nonprofits on that land as well. So as Megan pointed out, as we build high-density affordable housing on those sites, then we also incorporate commercial space for our nonprofits. Because if we really want to take a comprehensive approach to people who are working and economically challenged, then we need to make sure that the wraparound services are available to them in those spaces as well. So that's first and foremost. The second one is, Miriam was talking about some of the stuff that we're doing in the world of economic development. The big rave these days are these innovation centers. Similar to where we're sitting now, but this has a little more walls than an innovation center might have. But the innovation center like the one Democratic presumptive nominee Hillary Clinton toured yesterday called Galvanize, or the one sitting at Brighton Boulevard called Industry, or 621 Calumet, that facility over there. This is a place that the for-profit community has started back, even in the Silicon Valley, in San Francisco. Facilities called Plug and Play, where you walk in and they have 30, 40 small businesses in that building. And they're all glass walls. And the idea is they've created a community of enterprise, innovation, small businesses. And they rely on one another. It's a shared space. But the bottom line is that the community helps these organizations thrive. So I can depend on this company and this company for ideas, to help me fill gaps when I'm trying to fill a proposal to go after a piece of business. And so we partner with the private sector, set one up on Chandler Street, the city of Denver. And as I was reading the survey, it dawned on me, said, why don't we think in the same terms for the third sector? Nonprofits that are 25 employees or smaller, which probably makes up the majority of the sector. What a great opportunity to create that shared space. You know, every day at 4 or 5 o'clock, these small businesses stop working and they go have happy hour right there in the building. There's a bar in the building. Man, I don't know about you, but when I ran the Urban League, I needed a drink every night. What a cool opportunity to create that place, that sense of community, and build relationships, and to expand our network, and to share fundraising lists, and to maybe jointly pursue opportunities together. So that's another opportunity that we should look at. And we recognize that this cannot be just city-driven. One of the ideas that came up was whether or not we give, and I think you mentioned it, Megan, in one of the cities where they do property tax rebates for real estate owners who rent to nonprofits. And we have a little challenge in Colorado called Tabor that creates a long-term challenge for us to do that on a long-term basis. We can do it as an incentive to move into Denver, to move into Colorado, but to do it long-term is a bit of a challenge, but it's something we're looking at with the attorneys and say, what does yes look like on this issue? So that if you have a commercial landholder who says, I will rent to a nonprofit, and we can prorate based on the square feet they lease to a nonprofit at below market rates, that we give them that tax break or rebate. So there are some things from the public side that we can and we will look at based on this survey. But more importantly, let me finish on this. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. Because the third sector stands tall in the most challenging times of a community. And we forget that when it's hardest on the community, it's usually the nonprofits who have to stand up stronger than anybody else. Yesterday, we opened up the Rosanna Domestic Violence Center. While I was going back to my office, I hear sirens. blaring, which told me there was something more than just an auto accident or some routine in our community. It turned out to be the domestic violence incident at the Alliance Center. Nonprofits stand up strong when the community needs us the most. And so I thank you for what you do. Thank you for being tremendous and valuable partners. And we'll do what we can to respond in partnership with you to the survey and see what opportunities we can create from the city standpoint, based on the assets and based on the leaning in opportunities that we have going forward. So thank you very much. That's all I need to say.